I'm going to show you how to build a user interface for a GPIO on the Raspberry Pi using Node-RED. There's another video on how to install Node-RED. So I have Node-RED installed on the Raspberry Pi, and I've also installed the Node-RED dashboard plugin. So for starters, we're going to do GPIO. Let's do output. We're going to blink an LED on and off. So we can use this inject button to get started really fast. We're going to get two of them. So we want, when we click, I tried Boolean. Boolean actually doesn't work. So we're just going to do 1 and a 0. So 1 will be on and then 0 will be off. And then the pin, we're going to select a pin. Just for simplicity, I'm going to do ground 39 and 37. So 37 is GPIO 26. GPIO 26. To digital output, we'll go ahead and initialize it to 0 whenever we boot up. So deploy. Now all we have to do is click this 1 and 0 to blink the LED. I actually have my Raspberry Pi in a case, but you can see that I went from ground in the pin I selected to a breadboard. We're going through a 100 ohm resistor because if you just connect it straight to an LED, it pulls a lot of current. So the short pin is negative. So if I click over here, on and off. Let's go ahead and do an input to, so Raspberry Pi input. We're going to pick the next pin, so let's do 3519. We'll do that one. Let's pull it up, and then we'll put our button between ground and this pin to pull it down. Done. And let's just go to the debug window for a test. I'm just going to call this debug so that it looks right. So anything going to here will show up in debug deploy. So you can see I plugged in my wire to the next pin, and then on my board I'm just going to go between ground, which is the black one. I push the button, it's going to sync this pin to ground. Notice that my debug window is clear. I'm going to hold the button down and there's a 0, and then I'm going to fix and let it go. There's the 1. So we have our test complete. It'll literally just take us a few seconds to build our user interface. So with UI dashboard, I'm going to do a button. I'm going to go ahead and just delete these. Button, button, and then we'll do text. So let's wire these guys up. This is the first time you've used the UI, you'll have to set it up. Now I've got a new UI group, so my payload, I want it to be a 1. Number 1. I want it to be called 1. How about LED on? This one can be LED off. Number 0. I'm not sure what it's complaining about. And this is going to be see what the problem is. Okay, I do need to add a new UI group. First, I had a tab called Home. And then default done. Okay. Just assign them all to this group. And this just groups it visually. I'll show you that in a second. So now, did I hit deploy? Deploy. So now I type in the same address. This is the address of your Raspberry Pi, but then we add a UI, and I hate it when it's light. Let me make this dark. Deploy. Alright, sweet. Now we've got our thing. I'm going to push this button. Let's switch views. To be cool, I'm going to use my phone here. You can see I'm going to that same web address in a web browser. Alright, so on, off. Of course, the idea is you're going to hook this stuff up to something cooler than just a button and an LED, but I can't think of an easier, quicker way to get a web interface for your Raspberry Pi.